Last week alone, Moneyball gave away $150,000 in cash prizes. That is more than its competitors give away in an entire year. So to celebrate, this Saturday, round 2 of the NRL, we're throwing another $10,000 guaranteed prize pool, $15 entry. Head over to moneyball.com.au and sign up for free today. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Locker Room. I'm here with the man himself, Lote Tuqiri. How you going, bro?
Good, man. Yourself?
Very, very good. Thanks so much for coming on the show. I actually, I remember watching you as I was growing up as a player,
Okay.
and I used to like the way you played.
I remember watching you too, mate. After I left the Broncos, mate, I always watched Brisbane and you tearing down the wing, mate. It was good to watch.
Mate, it was one good season, maybe 1.5 good season, but you yourself had you 10 good seasons. You were in the game for maybe 10. Was it 10 years in rugby league?
Mate, to be honest with you, I don't know, mate. 99 was my first. Made my debut against the Sharks till 2002. So what's that? 3 years.
And you finished in
and 2009 to 2014.
Wow, so that's nearly 15 years.
Yeah, well, as a whole, from back to front, mate, for both codes, mate. Yeah, so. Made of touch wood. I had a lot of luck, and you make your own luck at times as well. And I was very thankful and very lucky to be involved in some really good games and to be in some good teams. Yep. You can't have success if you don't have people around you who are pretty good as well. And I'm sure you know that, and your listeners and your followers know that, mate.
And so. Take us all the way back. You're from Fiji originally.
Yep.
And so when did you come over to Australia?
Well, so I was born in Fiji, a place called Korolevu.
Yep.
It's on the main island. It's on the western side near Singatoka, between Singatoka and Suva. Yep. And I came over when I was 3, mate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so pretty early.
Yeah, very early. My father came over to play rugby.
Yep.
Rugby union for a club in Brisbane. Yep. And he brought us over here with him, and we've been here ever since, mate. So. I don't remember too much about growing up in Fiji, but since we came back, we'd always go back to and fro for holidays.
Yep.
And
what's it like to go back there after?
Yeah, it's great, mate. I was only there only a few weeks ago. I went back to I'll be an ambassador for the Central Coast Sevens, who asked me to go over, and I was really honoured to get a plaque on the Rugby Walk of Fame.
Oh, really?
Which
wow,
they have,
that's awesome.
Was in Singatoka, was probably my sort of hometown over there, and other rugby legends, Sevens legends.
Because Fiji's massive with Sevens.
They are. They're huge, mate. And I think, they'd be disappointed if they don't win a gold medal this year in Rio.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they're really good at that game. It's their national sport, and they love the 7-a-side game compared to the 15th. Yep. 15s do have a lot of love too, but the 7s just takes over everything. So, so I was there, and Fiji's great. I've got a lot of support back there, and they love both codes of rugby and rugby league. There's so many players that have come out of Fiji that have played both codes, and really proud of my heritage and where I'm from, and also proud of representing Australia as well. I'm very lucky.
Because you represented Australia in both league and union, plus Fiji as well.
And Fiji in rugby league.
Yep.
Yeah, I made my international debut actually as a Fijian.
Oh, okay.
In the year 2000, the 2000 World Cup actually. I did play a rugby league World Cup.
Oh, okay, nice.
For Fiji.
Nice. You would have been what, 19, 18?
Yeah, 20.
20.
And I was blown away. I think that was sort of the making of me, and my confidence grew, I guess, from that tournament. I remember vividly playing the Aussies in a pool game, and we got touched up. Yep. I think I was the only player playing.
That was NRL
player at the point. There was another guy there. He played a bit of NRL, Joe Tamani, and Epirama Navale, who's also my uncle, and he was playing as he played for.
Oh, it's mad! You're playing with your uncle. That's awesome.
With the Eagles and the Eagles as well. But mate, I just remember I had to step up, and sort of show that I could sort of mix it against the Aussies, and I played really well, mate. And I'd always liked testing myself against the best. They were the best. Lockie was at fullback. Matt Rogers on the wing.
That's when Australia were dominant as.
I don't know if Joey was playing. He may have been having a rest.
Yeah.
But I remember Big Gordy was in the stands. And everything else, mate, it was a class team. Ben Kennedy, they were on fire.
Yep.
But I just remember my confidence grew because I knew I could mix it with those blokes. I'd played, obviously won the grand final that year, but I played in a really good team.
Yeah, so
I just didn't know. You're just not sure, as you know, mate.
Yep, very true.
But then you're tested. I'm not saying putting the Fijian blokes down, but there was not a lot of NRL experience, and I took a big shot of confidence, catapulting me in the next few years of where I was bound to go.
And it's crazy to see, like you said, that the Fiji guys may not have been I guess as polished as the Australian side, but you look at the 7-a-side game over there, and naturally the athletes in that side are ridiculous. Like you're not much better in the world when it comes to natural footballers.
No, there's not. And I talk to people all the time. We go back over and
go over there and check out those kids.
Kids, and they're just kids playing on the beach. They're just naturals. And as I said before, it's Fiji's national game, and it's a game they're fanatical about, and they just love it. They just go play on the beaches. I guess it's probably what soccer is to Brazil.
Yep.
It's sort of something similar.
Yep.
Fijians, it just comes natural. You sort of pass the ball around. It's one-touch footy over there.
Yep.
So those evasion skills come in really early.
And they're all massive as well.
They're all massive. They all got good hands.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it always rains and everything else, but it's but then it's sometimes it's hard to pull them into the world of
because it's such a different culture.
It is such a different culture, and it's mate. It's I think the ones that have made it have done really well. And I think they've just had to try and lessen that stuff, because I know.
Well, they've got so many other things to worry about. Like it's not like us. Like we grow up, and it's not like we have to worry about what we're going to eat or if we're living in whatever.
Yeah.
Those guys over there, because is it considered a third world country? Parts of it.
Oh, I think parts of it, mate, for sure.
So like, there's
still parts of it that haven't got electricity either. So
you've got all these other things that are going on in their lives that it's not like a dedicated. Like for example, a young kid in Australia, he can focus his whole life outside of school.
Yeah, mate, exactly.
On footy,
and he's eating the right food. He's going to sleep at the right time. He's not having to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning to go get some firewood to bring it back home.
Going to school every day. He's got footy programs there.
Mate, exactly.
He's got all this gear for him.
So these guys find it really hard already before but that gives them a bit of mental strength as well. But I think the great thing we've sort of gone off rugby league here, but for the Fiji Sevens team is a coach, an English coach has gone over.
Yeah, okay.
And he's, he's put in a few structures around sort of fitness and strength and competing, and I think he's married the two up of having the flair, but also the structure of working hard.
Yep.
And doing the right things at the right time. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think he's marrying that right well at the moment. They won the World Series last year, and they're on top at the moment. So
how did they go at on the Gold Coast, 3rd or 4th or something like that?
Yeah, that was in Sydney actually on the weekend.
Oh, Sydney. Okay.
And I think they finished 3rd. So they're on top of the ladder with New Zealand and South Africa.
How much resources in comparison?
Mate,
That's
nothing.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's nothing really.
Yeah. And these guys are just literally rocking up, and they might just get enough to live.
I think so, mate.
I
think it's maybe $100 a day that they make on tour. That is, or something like that, and maybe $100 a day in camp, and nothing else really.
But the same guy in New Zealand is probably on 80-90 grand a year.
Yeah, probably same guy in Australia. He's got a base contract, and then he gets that money. As well when they go on tour and everything else. So
would that be something that
and they don't have the resources for gyms and everything else and programs.
Massive.
Yeah, but they're slowly getting there though.
Yep.
Yeah.
They'll be pretty dominant if they can get the same resources as New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah, we get those structures in place. I think it'll be good for them.
And was that something that did you play much, Evans? Was it a little bit, a few games?
No, a few games, mate. I played in the 2006, I think it was.
It's a great product, I reckon.
The Melbourne Commonwealth Games I played in for Australia.
Oh, the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they had it then.
What do you reckon? Do you enjoy it or?
Yeah, mate, it's a different game, totally different game to the 15-a-side game.
Yep.
You've got to be a hell of a lot more fitter.
Yep.
And I think you just got to be on your toes the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
The strength component, the whole ab workout. You're just a different body type to what you would
And
be
it's
playing.
like
15.
repeat efforts. Constant
Repeat efforts.
Yeah.
As you know, mate,
Yep.
you probably have a lot of Fijians and Islanders training with you, mate. They're probably not the best trainers, man.
Yeah, but they'll flip me on my head, so I won't say anything.
We don't like the repeated efforts.
But you make that one if it counts. So
That's it.
If you score more tries than you let in, then you're always going to win.
That's the one, buddy.
So take it back to yourself. Coming into that Broncos, growing up, was growing up for you pretty easy, or was it hard coming from Fiji?
Oh no, not really. I didn't sort of notice it too much. I probably struggled with the language a bit early when I was in, going to primary school.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there wasn't a lot of darker kids, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
So I had a bit of felt different.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
What's being a different colour and everything else?
What's that like? I mean, I've never really. What's it
Well,
actually
mate,
like?
It's hard to. It's hard to explain. You sort of just grow up and get used to it.
Yeah. Okay.
People sort of look at you different or funny, and as I grew up, I was never sort of doing anything bad, but you sort of walk behind a lady at the shopping centre or in a car park, and she sort of walked a bit fast.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff.
Which would eventually, each one builds up,
Mate, it does build up. It does build up, and for me, my outlet was probably getting on the footy field.
Yep.
And sort of letting stuff go there, and
Okay.
letting frustrations go there, and getting into blokes legally.
Legally. So, whereabouts did you move when you moved over here, Brizzy?
Yeah, Brizzy. We my father played at GPS, which is a club at Ashgrove.
Yep.
But we moved to West End, and then I grew up in Logan, mate, in Woodridge.
Woodridge.
Yeah.
I've got I got a house in Callanvale,
Oh, there you go.
and my ex
Near the pub.
in Woodridge.
No,
Not
the
near
Callanvale
pub. Oh
pub.
yeah, near the Callanvale pub. I got arrested outside there once.
Oh, there you
my
go.
God, it was
They wouldn't let me in one night.
Yeah,
'cause
they wouldn't let me in either.
I didn't have a belt on.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me in. I had this mad nice shirt on. Everything was
Mate,
mad.
same. I was immaculate.
And they wouldn't let me in, so I'm blowing out the front, blowing up, and watching these bums go through, dressed in barely anything.
Exactly the same.
And then these cops come over and just arrest me out of nowhere because I wouldn't give my name because I was playing NRL at the time.
Yeah,
and I was just going, fuck, this is. I was in the NRL squad. I actually started that year. No, I started that year, so I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not giving you my name, because who knows what could happen there.
Mate, I was the same. I think I was 18 or something. I was like, seriously, dude? Babe, I don't think they just didn't want to let me in, mate. Because I didn't have a belt on.
That's crazy. Do you reckon it's a footy thing? I
don't know.
I reckon there's been times when there's been issues just because you look like a footy player and they're they're just like.
Oh, mate, there's definitely a lot of that.
Yeah.
But at times as well, a lot of the footy players don't do ourselves any favours.
Yeah, that's very true. You're very, very, very true. Very true.
On the other hand, sort of go around in groups when a big lump of lads are walking around. Probably had a bit too much to drink. Very loud. Trying to get in, different places. So that probably doesn't help. But when you're by yourself or you're with a couple of mates, thinking what's going on here. But yeah.
So with growing up, was it always footy? Were you? I mean, you obviously got the physique for it, but were you always this is going to be my career. I'm going to be a sportsman.
No, not really, mate. My parents were pretty strict, mate. So we went to.
Oh, okay.
They were very religious, and still are.
Fiji is pretty religious.
Yeah, very religious country. Yep. It's mainly Methodist and Assemblies of God. And that's what my parents are.
Yep.
And I grew up going to church, mate. I didn't even play footy. We used to just play at school, after church or between church in the car.
Oh, really?
Car park or something, really.
So when did you legitimately start playing footy?
I was when I was under 15s, mate.
So pretty late.
Yeah, but mate, I'd always play the backyard.
Yeah, but still, that's still not the same, to get those natural skills of doing plays or whatever.
Well, yeah, exactly. I was doing plays in the backyard around trees and dogs and chickens in my uncle's yard and everything else. So that was. I used to walk down the shop. Mum used to tell me go down the shop. She said, step the plants going.
Oh, really?
Doing chip and chases over this and that and the other. So that was my footy field, mate. But I didn't play until I was 15 when a few mates asked me to go down to South Sunnybank, actually.
And 4 years later, you're playing NRL.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's pretty cool, man.
It's crazy. 4 years of playing footy, and then you're playing the biggest, in the hardest league in the world.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Far out. And with the Broncos.
And with the Broncos, mate.
Yeah,
a team I idolised growing up.
Far out.
You know, living in Brisbane, well, the Gold Coast, as you know, mate. Yeah.
Oh.
And that when I was growing up, they were the only team in Queensland.
Yeah.
And I supported obviously them and the Raiders. I love watching the Raiders as well because they had another Fijian guy in there.
Oh, okay.
Noah Nandruka, he's from my village.
Oh, really?
Or my mum's village anyway. And so he there was a lot of, coming from Fiji and in my area, a lot of it was an easy sort of fit.
Yep.
Because these guys sort of already set the path to. Doing something and make a name for yourself playing either code.
Okay, so it's kind of like that kind of Fijian style of play kind of helped set the platform for yourself. Like they had a reference points of this is how good this guy is.
This is how good he was and how good you could be,
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
You're from the same area in Fiji.
Yep.
There was a bit of pride around it as well.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And you sort of walked around with a bit of pride. I remember watching the 1991 Hong Kong Sevens with Sir Revi and Noah Nandruka and everything else. They were there as well, and they were just phenomenal team. I remember walking to school the next day, Fijian. But no, and actually, not a lot of people watched it.
The Sevens. Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Why are you walking around like that? So, when did you get called into the Broncos squad, and how did that all come about, and when did you make your debut, and was it
I played under 15s at South Sunnybank, and the team pretty much folded after that. So I had to go down to which was closer to me was Logan Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Which back then was called Brothers St Paul's.
Yep.
And I played there, and after playing a few games there, I got picked up by I think we were playing the semi-final, and Cyril Connell, who's
he scared me as well.
Yeah, God rest his soul.
Very good man.
He gave me a call after a game. He saw me after a game. We played out at Wynnum.
Yep.
The Wynnum Juniors over out there, and he said, "Mate, here's my card. We're thinking about bringing you on board. What do you think about getting you on what do you call them? Scholarships, mate. Yeah, the good old Day Dawn Broncos scholarships.
Yep, elite squads and stuff like that.
That's it, mate. That's it. You know the ones. And I was wrapped. I was over the moon.
Yep.
Never in a million years would I have thought I'd be a chance of.
You were 16 then?
Emulating all of these guys, yeah.
Like
watching, guys on the field, loving Steve Ranoff.
Man.
I think Dell was playing as well.
Dell was already playing.
Yeah, I think he was. And I thought, geez. And I guess the wheels sort of started ticking. Started, going in motion then.
Yep.
In my head.
Yep.
Once that was sort of laid, I thought, well, there's a chance here.
Yeah, okay.
I could.
So before then, it was just you enjoyed it. You love footy.
Yeah, before then I just enjoyed it. And I've always enjoyed it. I still enjoy it now.
Yep.
Probably don't watch it as much.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to watch everything, man. Like I try to, but like if you watch every game, like you literally whole weekend's gone.
And your missus gets filthy, doesn't she?
Yes. She's probably already filthy.
Well, mate, you got an excuse.
yeah, it's just my job now. So
yeah, mate, exactly.
No, that would
yeah,
not
mate,
fly.
you wait till you get kids.
Yeah, that's nah. whoa. Yeah, okay. So the wheels are rolling, and you're thinking this could be a career here. Was when you made your debut? Was it like you yourself? These things they kind of, they slowly happen and they become expected. Like you play some good games in reserve grade. The coach might come to you 18th man for a few weeks or whatever, or was it like randomly out of nowhere, or you're playing?
No, I wasn't the best trainer, mate. I don't know if anyone's probably told you. I hated the longest stuff.
Yep.
Give me short, sharp stuff any day of the week.
Yep. You're 6'4" or something, aren't you?
Yeah, and give me sprint, tech, and everything else, and I'll do well.
Yep.
As you know, mate, some of the Broncos runs out at the gap.
Yes, I do know. Not good for a big fella. Not good at all.
No, not good for a little whipper like you. How'd you go, mate?
It was beautiful. I was at the front.
What'd you clock back
I can't
in the
remember.
day,
We
9Ks?
It got changed from the long one to we just did like repeat efforts up the.
Yeah, I did those too,
hill,
mate. I did
yeah,
both. They were actually worse.
Oh, really?
I thought. Because it's the ABC sort of, then one would go, then another one would go. Yeah,
that's it. Yep.
Repetitive.
The gap. Whenever they said, "Oh, we got the gap," everyone was like, "Oh, fuck."
Mate, I still to this day, when someone says the gap or pre-season training, that's where my mind always goes. And I start getting nervous. Like I'm playing every Friday morning. We play soccer with the Broncos old boys out at Purtell Park in Brisbane, West Juniors.
Yep.
And mate, and we play at 6 a.m.
Yep.
And it's sort of on the way to the gap.
No. So
and all the feelings sort of come back.
No.
You're like, geez, why am I still thinking about this?
No one understands it.
No one understands it.
That just anxiousness of like, I'm going to go through torture
Absolute torture. No one understands it.
No. And and the thing is, it's you're not going into torture fresh. You've just had a whole week of getting towed. So your body
you got towed the day before.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing weights all that week. Your body's
and it's the last
from a 1 to a 10. You're probably about a 2.
Yeah, and you're like literally your hammies are about to rip off.
Yep.
And then you've just got to do an hour and a half of just getting flogged.
Yep.
There's no respite. There's no like.
No.
There's no like. Oh, I might take it easy this one because they put you on times where you're just making each one.
Yes. Yes. So any Broncos, as you know, that played. From probably since its inception until about 2009, I think. I don't know if they go there anymore.
2010, I think, was the last time. Went there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure there'll be a few stories if you have a few more Broncos. Ask them about the gap.
Didn't Webke do it himself every like?
Him and Thorny.
That's crazy.
Him and Thorny used to go out there and do it themselves.
That makes me sick.
It does make me sick. Think about it, mate. But that's why he was as good as he was.
That's why he's a legend.
Big Webby, yeah.
Oh, well, you're still a legend too, and you got away with it.
Thanks, mate.
So your debut. So you said you were struggling with training, or?
No, I mean, I didn't. Yeah, but I especially that longer stuff.
Yep.
Like when we got back after Christmas and we were onto the footy field and had the ball in our hands,
all good.
Sort of came back to the field and everything was all fine. But I don't know what was going on. I'd played, obviously, a few the year before. I'd played the Brothers in the Queensland Cup.
Yep.
And then Brisbane switched us to Allegiance.
We were talking about your debut.
Yep.
So you got back to the field and things were starting to go well, playing footy on the field kind of thing.
Yep.
What was your debut like, and how did it come about?
Well, mate, how did it come about? I don't know. I think it was round 2 or 3, 1999 season. Cronulla Sharks at ANZ Stadium. The old QE2 in Brisbane.
Oh, QE2, I remember that.
Yep, that was called the ANZ Stadium back then. And I'd played a trial at the start of the year, and I was very lucky to be on a black back line.
Was Hodges there then?
No, he wasn't. I think he came in 2000, maybe 2001. They just won the comp in 98.
And then they struggled 99?
Struggled 90. I think we lost the first 7 or 8 or 9 games.
And then won 2000?
Won 2000.
Was Hancock playing then as well?
Licker was... it was a great team. They'd won 98 with guys... I think Lockie was fullback. It was an unbelievable team. Dell and Mick Hancock on the wings.
Langer in the halves?
Alfie and Kevy were in the halves.
I'd argue that team is one of the best teams to ever play.
I reckon it was, 98.
How could you... I can't think of a...
No, mate, there was no weaknesses, even on the bench.
Yeah. Coming off the bench... Thorne was coming off the bench, wasn't he?
I think Thorny or Pett was coming off the bench. Pett was coming off the bench.
You got Pett, and that's what he's young Petro.
Yeah, young Pett.
Oh.
Mate, man, I think 98, I think Lazarus may still have been there. He was.
Yeah, he would have been still there. Yep.
Lazo was there in the front row with Webby.
Webke, Lazarus, Tallis,
Thorne.
That's crazy, man. That team is ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. And I think Carroll.
Tunza
was still playing. And in the centres, yeah, mate.
That probably is the best footy side.
I reckon, mate, would have. And, mate, I was coming into that team.
And you got Dell on the other wing.
Dell on the other wing.
And you got, was De Vere in one centre, maybe Hancock in the
No,
other?
Renouf.
Oh,
Yeah, Renouf was on the end of
that's
his...
even
Yeah,
crazier.
but they... Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, mate, it was...
Was that intimidating?
Mate, I was pinching myself.
Yeah. Far out.
And what was good in that day, I don't know if it's changed now, but the young blokes now probably talk a bit much. I'd never said boo.
Oh, neither did I, no. No way.
No, I never said boo, mate. I had a lot of respect for elders and, mate, whatever all the older blokes said, mate, it was just how it went down.
Get me this,
Yeah, mate, I was happy to be the shit kicker.
Yeah, 100%.
In any team, but that team especially.
Yeah.
These guys played for Australia. Mate, I idolised these blokes growing up.
Yeah.
And now I'm playing with them.
Yeah.
So I'd scored 3 tries in a trial against the Cowboys at Brown Park, Rockhampton.
Oh, wow. Rocky,
yeah.
Oh, okay, Rock Vegas.
That's the one, mate.
Okay.
And it was just really pretty much just putting the ball down.
Yeah, on the end of a good
back line.
Oh, far out.
And then one time I may have intercepted a try and ran maybe 50 or 60 metres.
Were you layering up, whooping up?
No, I wasn't layering up because I was really shy and probably still am a bit shy. I'd have to work on that as my career sort of flourished.
Layering up.
Yeah.
Take layering up classes.
Yeah. Oh, well, Dell helped me.
Yeah, Dell was the opposite. Like you.
Yeah, well, mate, he sort of got me out of my shell a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I got a lot of layering up classes off the big man. If you ever get him on, mate.
Oh, mate, I'm trying. Trust me. I would love to.
You got to get him on.
I would love to have the Dell on.
You probably won't get a word in either way.
He's a hilarious guy, maybe to ever play the game.
I reckon he is.
You couldn't get, I can't think of someone...
Nah, just full of confidence. So full of confidence, he believed his own bullshit, mate.
Far out. His return game back to NRL was against me.
Oh, was it?
And
When he
was
played at Saints?
Yeah, it was against me.
Was it?
Yep, and he was just spraying.
He was just trying to get under your skin.
He was just
because he knew you were as quick as anything.
He was like, "You're not on a soccer field now," and just like, he's just like spraying me. You're not on a soccer field now. You're not going to score nothing. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I was just.
How'd you take it?
I was just smiling at him.
Yeah.
Like, that's mental sailor. This is mad.
Yeah.
So
who won that game?
I think they did. Maybe it was in Origin. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I met it. I spoke to him a few years later, and he said the one thing that pissed him off the most was the fact that I didn't say anything, and I was just smiling at him. But I was smiling out of being starstruck, but he thought I was smiling out being smug.
Oh, mate, it's amazing how you get things wrong on the footy field.
Oh, mate,
don't you?
Oh.
I've done that to young blokes as well, and it was just sort of intimidated. Then you sort of feel bad.
Yeah, okay.
After the fact, but at the time you don't care.
I loved it. I was like, mad. This is mad. We're getting sprayed by Wendell Sailor.
Yeah, I know.
This is sick. He was so big. I remember just seeing him.
Massive.
I was like, this guy's massive. If he went straight, there's no way. I was 82 kilos.
Well, that's the thing. I would have rather have played a big bloke. I hated playing against small blokes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because
the
all the real nippy blokes, all the guys who could sort of step on a 10-cent piece, sort of turn you around.
Yeah.
In and away.
You have to be worried about the kick behind as well.
Mate, exactly, all the time.
Yep.
But yeah, so, mate, going back to 99, yeah, that was my first grade debut. And I came off the bench.
Typical Wayne Bennett move, bringing a winger off the bench.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah. And me, Chris Walker, actually debuted in the same game.
He's in the side too. How crazy is that?
Yeah, he was on the bench with me. Yep. He may have started. I don't know, but Chris Walker was an absolute gun.
So fast.
In schoolboy age. I remember he was a year younger than me.
Yep.
But I just remember this bloke at train. He was full of confidence too. Probably blind confidence. But mate, he was, he was just blighting him.
Yep.
He sort of going in a way. Probably wasn't the best defender.
Yep.
And he was a big boy too, for his size.
Yep. Okay.
He was quick for his size.
Yep.
And yeah, mate, we both debuted together. The most vivid memory from that game was when I was playing against Matt Rogers. E.T. was still playing.
Far out. These legends of the game.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty lucky when I think about it now. But the game was so quick.
Yeah.
It was just so quick compared to what I'd actually played before.
Yep.
I remember looking up at the clock. I thought, geez, there's got to be about 10 minutes left. I thought, it was so quick. I looked up. and only about 8 to 10 minutes had gone past, mate, because when you make your debut,
you're anxious and
you're just buzzing the whole time. You're wasting a lot of nervous energy in the stand before the game, and then you're just buzzing the whole time. You want to do everything right. You're not conserving energy. You're doing everything at 100 miles an hour. Well, that was me. You probably know if you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. And every run is like as hard as you're fighting in the tackles.
Fighting in the tackles, getting up. And then you're blowing. You just got to keep running. You're like, so yeah, the gap sort of helped me in that sense. But mate, that was the most vivid memory of that game in '99. And going, I don't know if you want to ask me any more about that year, but
no, definitely, I'd love to hear, because he's won that the next year.
Yeah, in 2000, but '99 we just kept losing.
Yeah,
and I think I got dropped maybe 2 or 3 games later. I think if you ever maybe 4 or 5 games later, I think we played Melbourne at the ANZ Stadium again in Brisbane. And Gordy will probably tell you the story. He first half, I was pretty good at the high balls, but first half, for some reason, I couldn't catch him, mate. I couldn't catch a cold. As you know, I was a winger, mate, and probably under Wayne.
Well, one thing you got to do is catch the ball and run. That's all he wants you to
do. Catch the ball and run, mate. Make your tackles. And mate, I dropped one which led to a try. And then let another couple bounce.
Oh no, because you lost your confidence.
I'd lost my confidence, mate. It was gone. I was absolutely shitting myself. I'd Alf going, Lote, what the fuck are you doing? Just catch the fucking ball.
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. His teammates are spraying you. And you know you're stuffed up. You don't need more pressure as a young bloke.
Yeah.
And then second half, he comes on. Wayne actually, I don't think he said too much to me. I just felt it. I knew. Yeah. And then we were down. Second half, first cross kick comes over. I lose it in the sun or something. It bounces straight into one of their arms. They score.
Oh, so you've got, 3 tries on you?
3 tries on me. And then the runner comes out as they're kicking the ball.
Yeah.
Mate, you're off.
Oh, you got hooked.
I got hooked. Mate, I got hooked.
You got hooked as a winger.
As a winger, mate, I got hooked. If you go back, mate.
I would love to dredge that up. I'm going to try and find that game.
Because at the same time, Gordy was being replaced, subbed.
Oh, no.
And so the crowd's booing, and he's thinking they're booing him. He didn't think he was going that bad. So he's going, oh, what's going on? You look behind, and here's me coming off. He goes, oh, yeah, fair enough. I get it. He started laughing at me. Gee, thanks, Gordy. I've respected you for years. But this was a tough school at the Broncos, mate.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So it was winger's nightmare.
Winger's nightmare, as you know, mate. Once you lose that confidence...
Yeah. You can't get it back.
You can't get it back. You got to go back to training. You get it back that week. You just got to get under about 100 balls, and even then,
you're still going to be thinking about.
Mate, you're still thinking about the next week. That first kick, even in the warm up the next week, cross kicks again.
That would have haunted you for like 6 months.
Well, it haunted me for a while because I got dropped maybe a week or 2 later, back to Reggie's.
Yep. And
didn't get back in until later in the year, coming off the bench as a forward. Yep. So he must have been thinking. Mate, he was probably brushed his play from the bench, the backs now and on the wing. But I came off the bench as a forward, and we made.
So he moved you to forward?
Well, not really. We were sort of struggling at different times, and I think I was more a utility.
Yep.
And I was coming on and making some.
Did that help the decision? The high ball?
Oh, I think it did, mate. I think it did. It was probably good for me too, mate.
Just get back in the game.
Get me back in the game, just hitting it up. I remember Kevy and Alfie that week. They were telling me.
Did you win Goose of the Week that week?
Yeah, mate. All of a sudden, every time they passed, got me a water to drink. They would say, "Oh, make sure he's got handles on it. Make sure he's got handles on it." They passed me cups of like mugs with handles, mate. There you go.
How long did that go for?
Oh, I went on for about a week or 2. There's no, yeah,
That's worse because it's just in your head.
in
like,
your head, mate.
Oh, fuck.
But it's different now, but it sort of doesn't happen. I think it sort of helps, and it doesn't at times.
Yeah.
Depends on the personality.
Yeah, okay. So someone could like use it as fuel of like I can't do
Yeah,
that again.
and that's sort of what happened with me. I think it made me sort of go out there and think, I can't. I was my worst,
Critic.
worst critic.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, these blokes who I admired and
And they're
respected.
on your back and
And they're spraying me.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time with Graham McComb. I don't know if he was there when you were there. After that, and I definitely honed taking the high ball.
Yep. People don't understand that. Like even if it's end over end, it is still hard. Like 'cause you might be moving moving back and you're trying to track the ball.
Yeah.
Like, you're moving sideways tracking the ball. Like
Moving sideways, and then if you're playing and it's a windy day, end over end is moving around. And now they've got blokes pinpointing those like Cooper Cronk's
Torpy bombs.
floater.
Oh, his floater. Oh, you just pray for them. You just pray.
Mate, don't kick it over here.
And don't jump. With a floater, you just don't
You can't jump. Yeah, you can't.
Blokes jumping, I'm like, you never.
What are you doing?
You
Don't jump, mate.
No.
Yeah.
You're living life on the edge if you're jumping for a floater.
Keep your feet on the ground. Yeah.
If they out jump you and they catch a floater, then they.
Mate, fair enough. You can have the try. You deserve the try.
100%. Oh.
Floater's going up. I'm either just trying to catch it on my feet, but if the bloke's coming,
Look at this. It's close.
Oh, mate, I hated them.
Oh,
But did get better after a lot of practice.
Yeah.
It was just practice.
Oh, that's hilarious. Any winger will know that pain.
Yeah.
Everyone's had one of those days. I've had those days in reserve grade. I fucking had one of those days. It was very similar.
Yeah.
Let 3 tries in, lost the game, whatever.
Yeah, and we lost that game, and I think I let in 3 tries. Got hooked at probably the last 30 minutes of that game. I'm sitting on the bench as a winger.
That is, and you just know everyone's looking at you like.
Yeah, I just wanted to go in the shed, have a shower, get out of there before the game had finished. Get in the car before the fans saw me leaving the stadium.
So the rest of the year for you, how was it? Like, did you get back? Did you get your spot back?
I got back in, not so much. I got back in probably later in the year.
Yep.
When Mickey Hancock got injured and whatever, and then he sort of moved into the he forwards sort of utility off the bench.
Okay.
And then
look at the people you've got to choose from. Like you got Dell.
Yeah, I know.
You got yourself. You got Renoff. You got
mate. It was unbelievable.
You got Walker.
You got Tunza.
Far out.
Yeah.
You could honestly, that could be a Queensland side if you really.
Mate. It was. I was very lucky to come up through, and I got the tail end of those blokes.
Yep.
A lot of them, but mate, they were just winners.
Yep. Just knew how to get it done.
Just knew how to get it done,
Yep.
and there was a few games there that year that we just got it done. We didn't play a lot of flashy footy.
Yep.
In '99, and I think we just got together and said we just got to keep the faith and sort of do what we were doing, not changing what we were doing. I think teams would get in a rut, look for other things and going out in the piss or doing this or doing that or changing up routines.
Yep. And you just stuck to it.
We just stuck to it, and then we went on a run. Well, we didn't lose a game after those first 9 games, or we may have lost 1 or 2.
Oh, really?
And we just made the 8.
Oh, really? Okay.
We lost in the first week, but we ran out of petrol.
At least you got in the 8.
We got in the 8, and that was the other thing that was spurring us on. We didn't want to be the first ever Broncos team.
Yep. That happened in 2010, I think. 2012.
Yeah, who didn't make the final series.
Oh, right. You don't want to be that. That side was 2013 or something.
Yeah, it's only recent.
Recently, yeah.
I think it was under Hook.
Yeah. Poor Hook. He's at Penrith now.
Penrith now, yeah.
So the next year, was that last 9 games kind of a sign for you guys like we can do this here? Like we
definitely
really do this.
We sort of threw the our season. We lost that season the first half of the season. And we just ran out of petrol. But we remember watching a '99 grand final.
Yep. Oh, all
together, we went away.
That doesn't happen anymore, man.
We went. It was a footy trip.
Yep.
End of season footy trip. We went to Darwin.
I can't believe you remember the grand final, watching the grand final.
Yeah, because it was quite vivid because we made a pact.
Oh, that
because everyone was there that we wouldn't be doing this again next year.
Oh, wow, okay.
It was right there in Darwin. We were at the pool bar or the bar at the hotel we were staying. Kevy was there, I remember. All the senior players. Gordy was there. I don't know if Alf was there. I think Alf retired that year, 99. Really? But he did come back because we went so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think
retired end of 98, came back 2000.
End of 99, I think. Middle of 99. I don't know what was going. Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to check the facts, but there was something going on.
You've been playing for 15 years.
Right? Yeah, mate, I didn't take that many head knocks. But mate, I'm a winger. But mate, so we made a pact there, and then Ben Eichen was there too.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Ike was there too.
He's such a good bloke, man.
He's a champion, Ike. You can ask him a few of those questions. He'll probably remember some of it.
Yeah.
And he was saying that, we all just made a pact that whatever we did, we wouldn't be back in the same position next year. We'd go all the way and make the final.
Oh, so
whatever needed to be done, we'd do it.
Wow. So you were that confident in your ability that you're saying, not like top 4, not like top 6, you're like, we're winning it next year.
We're winning it, yeah.
Wow, okay.
It could have been...
around the pool at Darwin.
It could have been blokes probably 6 to 10 beers deep. The confidence was sky high.
Yeah.
But I just really remember that. I think, geez, okay. If these blokes are saying it.
Yeah.
Last week alone, Moneyball gave away $150,000 in cash prizes. That is more than its competitors give away in an entire year. So to celebrate, this Saturday, round 2 of the NRL, we're throwing another $10,000 guaranteed prize pool, $15 entry. Head over to moneyball.com.au and sign up for free today.
And I'm a young bloke. I'm doing it.
Yeah,
I'm in with them.
Yep.
I'm on board.
Okay.
And then I got back to training in that pre-season, and everyone just ripped in.
Because you were dominant as that 2000.
We were, I think. And what I think helped us was it was unlimited interchange. I still think it was.
Oh, okay.
Back then, I think that's what. Not to say it didn't help. It helped us, but every team had unlimited interchange.
But in saying that, like, you guys had such good people to bring off the bench. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we had a great team.
Bringing these guys in that are fresh, like Chris Walker or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you're bringing in an origin winger.
Yeah.
Terrorise the team.
Mate, it was. We didn't lose too many games that year, and I think our nemesis was probably Parramatta. The Brian Smith coach of Parramatta.
Yep.
They were quite a dominant team in the early 2000s.
Yep.
And he. And if there was one team that was going to get us, it was probably them. They beat us once or twice that year, and I just remember vividly 2000. Brad Thorne. I think it was the semi-final, the major semi to get into the GF.
Yep.
It was close to fair again. I just knew if we got through to the GF, we'd win it.
Yep.
The hardest thing was just getting there.
Yep.
And that was probably one of the hardest games. Was the major semi.
Yep.
And Thorny crashed over. He carried about 4 or 5 blokes over the line from about 10 metres out. He was a monster.
So for how big he is, he's so mobile, fit.
Yeah, mate. He's only just finished playing rugby last year.
It's crazy.
40 or something.
Crazy.
And in the positions he's played, you know.
It's not like he's out in the wing. Just
No, he's in the pack, mate.
He's
getting bashed.
grinding.
Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah, he's a freak.
What an absolute legend.
So that was a big. That's what. Well, for me anyway, seeing that and how much it meant to Thorny and how much it meant to the whole team.
Yep.
Getting to the GF, well, we weren't going to lose it that week. The next week.
And so there's a lot of I remember there's an iconic photo from that 2000 final. I'm pretty sure.
No.
With Wayne and someone else. But yeah, what is your memory of that grand final? Like when you think of that grand final, what's something that stands out? Maybe a crazy story or being on the field and feeling something? Or
I don't know whether if it was a night before or it was before the meeting before we left for the stadium. We were staying all the way at the Broncos when we used to go down at that time. We used to stay at the Swiss Grand in Bondi, which is now changed to apartment blocks now. Okay. I think Sammy Burgess got an apartment there.
Oh yeah,
plenty of money, big Sammy. But he
the whole thing.
I think so. Him and Rusty. But we stayed there, and I just remember Wayne putting up both teams on the on the board, on the whiteboard.
Oh, he still did that when I was there.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
And he just compared man for man how much better or how much more dominant we could be compared to what they had.
Yeah, yep.
And that was one of the standout things for me the night before. I think it was the night before. And just thinking, there's no way we could lose this.
Yeah.
Or there's no way we should lose this.
Yep.
That might have created pressure in some other way to some other guys, but for me, it gave me confidence in everyone around me because I looked around the room and thought, wow, like for the caliber we play we've got in this room, no, we shouldn't. There's absolutely no. You never know on grand final day.
Yeah, but if
it's a 2-horse race. If we all turn up, we'll win.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's that, and just going out to the ground because it's a fair way out of Homebush.
Yeah,
it was the last sort of day grand final, I think, the 2001.
Yeah,
that and just sort of getting going on the bus, and they had the highlights tape of what we were going to do and some of the things we did that year. Played to what's the Sting song? There was a song, I can't remember the song. It was played over and over. It was quite highly emotive.
Oh, really? Him just playing
on
over
the
and
bus.
over?
It was probably maybe the last 10 minutes of the bus ride.
Yeah.
They flicked it on.
Far out. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was very emotive.
When you won it, was it just like you did it?
Yeah, we did it. I think it was a relief for a lot of blokes.
Yeah.
It was Kevy's last game.
Oh, okay.
And he did come back, Kev, the next year because we were struggling again. But it was highly emotive for him because only a year or two earlier he lost his wife.
Oh, okay.
To breast cancer.
Yep.
And there was a lot of emotion around that.
Yep.
As well. But the other vivid memory I got from that grand final was I scored the first try.
Oh, okay.
Had a set. It wasn't really set. It was Lockie in his twinkle toes. He sort of got on the outside of one of the centres there, and he got on the outside and dragged Anthony Minicello in. I dropped under.
Yep.
And scored close to the post and
first try GF.
First try on the GF. Boom.
Far out.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And so the next years you struggled, and then 2002 you said you went to rugby union?
I played 2002. 2001, 2002 I think 2002 we made. 2001 we lost to the Roosters, I think, or something like that. And then the next year we lost to the Roosters again in the major semi-final.
That's when they were dominant, the Roosters around 2002. Yeah. Freddie Fittler and stuff.
Freddie was there. And they were only just close losses.
Yeah.
And, but they were really good seasons for me, personally.
Yeah.
I played really well. I think there was I played some of my best footy. I think Dell left after the 2001 season to go and play rugby in 2002.
Yeah.
And
did that have any influence on your decision?
It did. But in the 2002 season, I knew there was a bit of pressure on me to fill that hole.
Yeah.
But and I probably put too much pressure on myself at the start of the year.
Yeah.
To sort of fill that hole that Dell had left. And I think fans and everything else were sort of expecting me to do a bit more. And I remember I nearly got into a blue with Gigi, actually.
Oh, Gigi.
He was playing Andrew G. For the viewers out there. He sort of gave it to me a fair bit about sort of not stepping up. And I wasn't stepping up.
Oh, okay.
And I nearly got into a fisticuff with him. I remember we were playing at... we lost to Canberra. As you know, mate, Brisbane always struggles playing Canberra in Canberra.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. That game and Manly at Brookvale.
Yep, same thing.
Struggle. Always struggle.
So you're on the field?
No, we're after. It's the next morning at a recovery down the pool.
Yep, everyone's a bit tired maybe.
Everyone's a bit tired. Everyone's probably had a couple of drinks as well. And he sort of gave it to me, and I didn't like it. And normally I sort of would have just... not bitten back. I was a bit older this stage.
23, 24 or something, wouldn't you?
And I sort of... Yeah, I was 23.
Yep.
22. And then I sort of gave a bit back verbally, and Gigi didn't back down either.
Yeah.
We didn't have any fisticuffs, but there was a bit of...
Back and forth kind of thing.
Back and forth kind of thing. And I sort of realised then, I didn't like him for it, but he's honest. He was honest.
He was actually trying to get the best out of you.
Out of me, and it worked. And from there on, I sort of played some good footy.
Yep.
So 2001, 2002, from a league point of view, I probably had my best years playing the way I did, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, what was the catalyst that made you go to uni? A challenge?
Well, Dell was always there, and he was always sort of calling and everything else. And Matt Rogers had gone over as well, and they'd made a pretty good transition.
Really well, yeah.
They did really well their first year. And I'd been speaking to Eddie Jones as well. It wasn't more so Eddie, it was more so Jeff Miller, who was a high performance manager that looked after the contracting and everything else. That's still on, mate. So I
was it working now?
yeah, so that was sort of going on, and if there wasn't a World Cup, I don't know if I would have went. But there was a World Cup in 2003.
And that's got to be huge.
That was massive.
Highly motivating.
And it was highly, there was a lot of hype around it.
Yep.
And for me, I love a big stage.
Yep.
When there's a big game, I love playing in big games. That's what I played footy for at the time.
Yep.
I'd love the hype around the week. I'd love the hype around
and it's a world
just
game.
everything. It's a world game. And,
yep.
you know, and the Wallabies were going really good at the time. They were world champions. They won the 99 World Cup, and they were world champions heading into 2003.
Was it that field goal, that 40-yard field goal?
That was in 2001, I think, yeah. From Johnny Eels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were still world champions then.
Yep, okay.
So and I'd always wanted to play because my dad always played.
Yep.
That's all he played. He only got into rugby league when we came over. It's hard not to get into rugby league when you live in Brisbane. It's the only game, really.
Very true.
Especially when you're living down in Woodridge and sort of blue collar areas, you know, that's all we sort of played.
Yep.
And yeah, mate, I'd always watched rugby. I'd always sort of thought, you know, if there was an opportunity, I'd entertain it. I'd not necessarily go over and do it, but I'd see where it'd lead.
Yep.
I was open to it. And, you know, those leads, you know, led to there's a lot of money in rugby at the time, and
much more than NRL, wasn't it?
Like heaps more.
Yep.
And from a monetary point of view, there was no comparison.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't even close.
Broncos were going to offer me compared to I could get playing.
You're a winger on the end of a
crazy back line.
Yeah, so you're always.
And I don't think they were going to have a crack for me, Brisbane, but they just
couldn't get close to it.
Yep. And
you were going across to Australian as well, like as in it's not like you were just going.
Well, I was centrally contracted with the Australian Rugby Union, but I wasn't guaranteed a spot.
Yep. Okay.
And I hadn't even thought of where I was going to go to play my Super Rugby stuff, and so I signed with the AAU, and it was 2, 3, 4 times as much I could have made at Brisbane.
Oh, so you just like
there was really no comparison.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie. There was a big money element involved to going over. I did like the game. I'm not saying I didn't like it. But the money was very hard to knock back.
Yeah, that's
and especially that stage in my career where things were sort of... We were going well at Brisbane. I'd love... things just went all right. We were going well at Brisbane. I loved my time there. But I'd done everything in the game at a really early age. I'd won a premiership in 2000. I'd played State of Origin in 2001, 2002.
Yep.
I played for Australia.
Yep. Okay, so you're sitting there and you're like, I've kind of done everything. There's a World Cup. I'm getting offered 3-4 times more money.
Yep.
You'd be crazy kind of not to.
Yeah. And, just to sort of set myself up, because coming from Fiji and everything else, I never came from a lot of money.
Okay, yep.
And I could set myself and probably my family up.
Yep.
And that's probably what I've done now when I look back on it. And I could have probably stayed at Brisbane. I love the Broncos.
Yeah, they're great.
I've moved back to Brisbane now and love the area. I've always sort of said I've moved back here, and I probably will do some work with them this year.
Oh, okay, cool.
But in saying that, I thought that was the best time to go. There was really no... I did the pros and cons, and the pros, outweighed the con. Yeah.
100%. And you go on a World Cup too. Like even if it was even money, it's still a pretty enticing offer.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I the end of the 2002 season, I packed up probably around October, and went to play rugby in New South Wales. And I never liked Sydney. I like going there for a couple of days or so.
Yeah.
With the Broncos when we were there, and then flying back.
Yeah.
It was always a good town to go to for 1 or 2 days and getting out of there.
After that, goddamn, that traffic. It's just,
Yeah, mate,
it's
nuts.
so busy, man. Oh,
Mate, it's ridiculous.
kills me.
But I was there last week.
Yep.
I had to get to the airport. It
Takes
was
an hour.
8:30 in the morning.
Yep.
It took me an hour and a half.
Oh, I nearly missed my flight. I gave myself 2.5 hours.
As a crow flies, it should take me 10 minutes.
Oh,
Mate, it was nuts. I don't miss any of that.
nah, no way. No way.
No.
So when you went to Union
Yep.
and you played the World Cup, what was that like? Is there a memory you can think of with Union? Anything?
Yeah, well, definitely that year, the hype surrounding the Rugby World Cup was massive.
Yep.
Living in Sydney, I was starting just to get used to the game, playing rugby for the Waratahs.
Yep. Bloody Sydney.
Yeah, so, mate, I was playing with Waratahs, went all right that year, and then I got picked my first game over in Ireland.
Yep.
Not in Ireland, but against Ireland in Perth.
Okay.
Debuted with a guy called Morgan Turanui, and came off the bench. We won the game. I probably played maybe 10 or 15 minutes off the bench on the wing. Had a good start, and that was a good sort of start into my rugby career. And
Yep.
and from then on, it was sort of building into the 2003 World Cup, and
Okay.
yeah, knuckling down really hard and working really hard on
Yep.
just the basics of playing rugby.
Yep.
And I had a great year, great time in the World Cup, which culminated in we making the World Cup final.
So take us back to that. What is it like to be on the field in a rugby union grand final? You know what?
Yeah, mate. We stayed in that year. A lot of the time we were shielded away from what was going on. We were up in Coffs Harbour in camp.
Yep.
We'd only come to Sydney or wherever.
Which is smart.
Probably 3 or 4.
You don't
2 or
want the
3
boys in
days.
Sydney. You don't want the boys in
Nah,
Sydney.
not really. 2 or 3 days beforehand. And that atmosphere coming back in and the hype around what was going on was bloody brilliant, mate.
Yep.
It was second to none.
Okay.
A few of my better memories are of playing that in rugby.
Yep.
Was playing in those games. We beat New Zealand in a semi-final, which we shouldn't have won.
Yeah, that was huge. That was huge. I remember watching it. That was huge.
It was big. And
we thought you were going to win it. I thought you were
after that,
because you've beaten them.
We'd beaten them, but you know the structure of the English team sort of got us in the end.
More like
10-man rugby,
getting three points a kick or whatever it is.
That still irks me. The
ridiculous
3-point drop goals. I don't think they should be worth 3 points.
Oh,
but anyway,
mate, they should be worth a point.
A point.
Like they're not like the drop goal. Who cares? Like,
Yeah, mate, exactly. And then you're just going to keep dropping.
Yeah,
like some games in the
that's
Northern
not even
Hemisphere.
what footy's about. Like,
I know.
It's not even part of the game really. Like you could take conversions and drop goals out of the game, and the game would not suffer one bit.
No, I don't think they would anyway. But you saw that in the last World Cup last year.
Yep.
Where running rugby was rewarded, and 4 of the Southern Hemisphere teams got in the semi-finals.
Yeah. Okay.
And they actually played with a ball in hand, which was refreshing to see.
Definitely.
But the rules in 2003 were more garnered towards that style of rugby, grinding it, kick.
Yeah.
But that semi-final was a great experience. I remember before that try that Sterling Mortlock ran away with. I actually made a try-saving try in the corner against Mills Muller-Ina.
Yep.
That was a pretty vivid memory. And
And
then after,
you're on the field, because I'll probably be able to get some.
yeah, mate, I'm on the field. They're going all right. Yeah, crowd's roaring.
Yep.
And I think while we were probably lucky, Tana Umaga didn't play. He was a gone.
Yep.
He was a man.
Yep.
But he got injured early in the tournament, and then he was ready to play, but they didn't pick him for some reason.
Oh,
and that
really?
was a godsend for us.
Yeah. Okay.
I would rather have played a guy, Leon McDonald, who
Yep.
played 13. They had Tana Umaga any day of the week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because Tana just brought this thing with him, mate. Yeah, he was just, mate, he was just intimidating on the field.
Yep.
It was always tough playing him.
Yep.
But so that was a bit of luck for us. But then, so we're on the field, the ball gets shifted wide off the play and sort of fanning out. And then he's running towards the line. I think he goes to put it down. I just swing my arm.
Yep.
And luckily just knocked the ball out before he puts it down.
Like, you can do that 100 times. And
Never do it. As a winger, mate, you'd know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, mate, I was really proud of that.
Yep.
And how that went down. And then maybe 5 or 6 minutes later, Sterling Mortlock boom gets a intercept off Carlos Spencer and runs 80 metres to score. But we hadn't won the game yet. That was still the first half, and they came back.
Yep.
We went to and fro, but our defence sort of got us home that night and stood us in good stead. And I was pretty confident in going really good the next week against England.
Yep.
But England had beaten us that year, and they'd beaten New Zealand as well. So they were the favourites.
And that Johnny Wilkinson was such a difference. He
was.
Struggled for a 10 for quite a while now. He was just his kicks changed. 3 points, he gets 2 kicks.
He was never a running rugby player,
No.
but he did the basics right.
Yeah.
And he worked on them a hell of a long time, mate. And that's how he played his best footy. And that's why he was regarded as one of the best number 10s to ever grace the rugby field.
Yeah, he's when he that drop goal broke my heart.
Yeah, broke my heart too. I haven't watched that game back in full yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's broke my heart. But the thing was, they were the better team that night.
Yeah.
I'll admit that, and we were sort of just hanging in there from penalty goals.
Okay.
Hilton Flatley just kept kicking us and keeping us in it.
So you continued to play for another year after that, 2 years?
4 or 5. No, mate, I played rugby until 2009.
Oh, okay. But you were just over in Europe.
No, I played for the Wallabies from 2003 to 2009.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Far out. I thought it was much shorter for some reason.
No, I played 76 test matches.
Far out. Okay. So your union career might even be longer than your league career.
Yeah, they're probably similar.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're probably... There was, 6... Probably league career just pips it, I think.
Yep. And so what was why did you decide to come back? What was the missing it, or just want to be home?
Mate, because I went to the Leicester Tigers, and I had a great time there playing it in the English competition, and still have a lot of friends who played with there. I still talk to now. Came back in 2010 to play for the Tigers. Why do I want to come back? I just wanted to prove to myself that I didn't want to that I could play rugby league again at the top level.
Yeah.
I thought I still had something to give.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in 2000, I think, and I've said this before, if you want to test yourself in the best competition rugby-wise, either code, I think the toughest competition is the NRL.
Yeah.
And I've said that on numerous occasions.
Yeah.
And I still had that hunger and drive to test myself in that environment.
Okay.
And I made some inquiries. Well, the Tigers made some inquiries.
Oh, they chased you up.
They chased me over there.
Yep.
I remember the CEO came over and actually signed me, Stephen Humphreys, at the time.
So how did that, was it just your managers knew their manager, or?
Yeah, well, before I left, I'd spoken to Tim Sheens, who was coaching.
Yeah, okay.
And said, there might be a chance, mate. I do want to come back, but I'll go over here and suss this game out over here and play a bit of English rugby union.
Yep.
But always in the back of my mind, there was a sort of thing scratching away there. I hadn't finished with my, league career in Australia or career in Australia.
Yep.
I still had something to prove, and I came back in 2010 to the Tigers, who were going pretty good. They'd maybe lost they made the finals that year before.
Yep.
And their team was on the way up. I wasn't going to come back to a team where I was.
You want to struggle.
We were struggle. I didn't want to. I wanted to come back to a team that was competitive, and the Tigers were.
Yep.
They had a great coach and an ethos where they'd throw the ball around. I always watched the Tigers play, and they under Team Sheens anyway, and with Benji Marshall there.
Yep.
They played with width. They played with
speed.
They played with creativity.
Yep.
I really liked watching that play, and I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, okay.
And I got the chance to be a part of it in 2010, mate, and I came back and played in the first game, which was a bit freakish. I came back on the Wednesday. The week,
no way. So you didn't have a pre-season with them or anything?
Didn't have a pre-season. I'd played the week before.
Union.
And I got on the Sunday, and then got in on the Wednesday, and then played on the Monday night. Tigers had the Monday night footy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mate, it's sort of crazy, and
Did you feel weird?
It was weird, mate, because I didn't sort of know how I knew how I'd go, but I just didn't know how everything. Because I hadn't played. I hadn't played league for a long time. I hadn't even trained with these blokes.
Far out. You didn't even know their names. You wouldn't even know their names.
Yeah, mate. I was just shaking hands that day. I got it in. The next day actually was Thursday when I got. I went into training. We were playing on the Monday.
Yeah.
So I had a training session or two. Did the captain's run, and mate, I'm starting.
Far out. That's crazy. Because it's a completely different game.
Completely different game, mate.
You drop back.
I didn't know sort of what was. So that was all I was worried about. But I knew I'd go okay.
Yeah.
Because it was just clicking back over into the gears upstairs, and at the time, touch wood, I hadn't had any major injuries. So physically, I was all pretty good. And we played the Sea Eagles, who maybe have won the comp the year before. We played them on the Monday night footy at the footy stadium. Yeah. And I was nervous as hell. So I didn't touch the ball for about...
Oh, no, that's the worst thing
6 or 7 minutes.
That's the worst thing you can do as a winger.
Yeah, but the ball hadn't come to me.
Oh, shit.
And I sort of wasn't chasing it, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I was just sort of wrapping my head around what was going on.
Yep.
And then, so I still hadn't touched it. And then we'd got a scrum. And it was 5 metres out from their line.
Yeah. Because you scored on your day like that.
I scored on my first touch.
Oh, my God.
Back in the NRL.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, it's fairy tale stuff.
Imagine if Wendell did that. He'd be still talking about it today.
Mate, you're right.
So your first touch.
Touch.
When that happened, walk us through that. So the ball's coming across. Walk us through the whole thing.
But from the day before the captain's run, we rehearsed this move.
Oh, okay.
About 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
With Chris Lawrence, and I think Robbie Farah packs in at lock.
Yep. Yeah, okay.
And it was on the left-hand side. It was about 10 metres in. So we had a 10-metre short side.
Yep.
And all it was really, and it was just me and Chris Lawrence, who was playing inside me, who's still there now. Robbie Farah just come off the back of the scrum, because normally they'd just put the one bloke there on the short blind side, which they did. Then slide and then bring the lock or the centre around. Off the side of that scrum, because the centre's packing into the scrum. So Robbie, who's got a good pass, packed in a lock. The halfback fed the balls, probably a bit like Union play. Fed the ball, and then he's faked to sort of go right with the ball. Robbie's picked it up and just given it to Chris Lawrence. Chris Lawrence has sucked the winger in with the centre and just popped it off to me. Well, and all I had to do was catch it. Bang, bang, bang. I juggled it, put it down.
You jumped it, I remember actually.
I nearly dropped it.
Were you like, oh shit?
What the?
You were thinking Melbourne, bro. You were thinking of Melbourne.
Mate, that's pretty much all I was thinking, mate. Don't you fucking drop the ball. Because, mate, it was the first touch.
That would have been hilarious. Come back to the NRL and then you just drop it cold and everyone's like...
What is he doing? Get him out of here.
You get hooked again.
Yeah, so, mate, I juggled it and bang. So, as soon as I scored, the boys were all over me. This, that and the other. And my confidence just shot straight through the roof. I said, I'm home now. I know what's sort of going on. I've got my first touch out of the way. It's a try. I've scored. The pressure's off. Now I can just go and play the game.
Yeah. Didn't you make a break as well? That game?
Yeah, late in the game, I think we set up the winning try.
Yeah.
We sort of.
So you've had a blinder on your first like.
Yeah, a couple of line breaks,
Far
a
out.
try. I'd made probably 150 metres.
Far out.
First game back, mate. It was a fairy tale that first game.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Then we led to a tackle later, past the other side after that break, and we scored the winning try.
Far out. That's a good comeback.
Mate, sensational comeback, mate. I can't think.
How did the Rabbitohs come about then? How did you end up there?
So how the Rabbitohs come about, mate? After the 2013 season.
Because you were thinking about hanging up, weren't you?
Yeah, I was thinking, not really.
Or was that more media kind of?
That was more media.
Yeah.
After the 2013 season, what's her name? Wasn't having a good time at the Tigers. I'd been injured a few times. I'd broke my arm a few times.
Okay.
And Mick Potter, not a bad bloke, but probably a bit awkward.
Yeah.
To deal with.
Okay.
Some
places don't gel, yeah.
No, yeah, some places don't gel, and I think his sort of game plan wasn't really around the old style Tigers play where he'd sort of try and play a bit. I don't think Benji got on with him too well either, and the club was just sort of going downhill off the field. Still a basket case.
Yeah, still struggling.
It's a great club.
Yep.
And they've got great supporters in Campbelltown and in Leichhardt.
Yep.
Somehow they've got to marry that. I don't know how they're going to do that, but I hope for their sake they sort of get it back on board because they've got some really good players there this year. I think they can build into a good squad.
Yeah, definitely.
Going into the next couple of years. But yeah, end of 2013, I'd spoken to an old coach I played with at the Leicester Tigers, and I'd signed a rugby union contract to go back to Ireland to play for a 3-month little stint, and just to see how that went.
Yep.
And if I went alright, I'd play longer. I knew if I went back there, I'd stay up in Europe.
Okay. Yep.
But before I'd left, a mate of mine who's now running a management company, GLT Management, Giancarlo Lombardo, he'd spoken to Madge, and I met Madge, Michael Maguire, just before I left and said,
doesn't work out, kind of.
if it doesn't work out, mate, we'll keep contact and then we'll sort of see how we go. Because I think he needed some couple of blokes had left then. I think Andrew Everingham and a few other guys had left, and they were sort of down on stocks.
Yeah, on the wing.
On the wing. So that finished up over there after 3 months because I couldn't get a visa.
Yep.
And there was a few sort of other things happened over there with the contract and everything else. And then I spoke to Madge on the return. I said, mate, I don't know whether I want to play again. I just didn't know if my body was up to it.
Yeah.
Because when I was over there, I pulled a hammy.
Yeah.
And I probably wasn't in the best state mentally with my body.
Yeah. Okay.
Given the last year or two, I'd broken a few bones.
Yeah. Okay.
In my arms.
And as you're getting older, it's harder to kind of recover.
It's harder to recover. You know, I'd done a syndesmosis as well at the Tigers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Which didn't help when I first came back after an injury. So my confidence was down. But I got a bit of confidence in playing rugby back over there because I'd strung a few games together.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was feeling all right about myself. But I'd gotten back in December.
Yep.
And this is where the gap and the pre-season starts coming back. I held Madge off until January.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, I got back in November.
Because you didn't want to do the December
I didn't want to do the December part of it. I held him off and said, mate, I'm tossing it. I'm going up and down, I'm tossing it.
You always knew you were going to come back?
I always knew I was going to come back, but Madge probably doesn't know. I was just sort of foxing for about a month.
So you didn't have to do the hardest.
I didn't have to do the hardest work of the year.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What excuses were you using? Was he just?
Mate, I just don't know, mate. I just don't know whether I'm up to it.
And as soon as
give me a week.
went cold,
I'll call you next week.
If you went cold, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm sweet to go."
Yeah, but he did go cold. He did go cold. He said, "Mate, come on, come down." And then I think some of the South boys will probably tell you the first. I trained that week, it was good, but then we came to a Friday. The last session before they'd broken up. So I timed my run until the last week before we broke up. So it's probably one of the harder weeks, but it was not as hard as obviously the week leading into. They started in October or something, end of October.
And Rabbitohs is notoriously hard.
Especially under Madge.
Oh.
And so that the last session, mate, the boys will tell you, we were doing, what do you call those bloody things? We were doing coat hangers.
Yep.
And we were doing 440s. No, 4 and 5s.
440s in 5 minutes.
No, 4 and 5s. 4 laps the oval. You had to try and get under in 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And mate, I was struggling. I think we had to do about 3 of them. After the first one, I was gone. Even if I was in tip-top fitness, after probably the second one, but you had to do 4 laps. 4 laps, that's one. So we had to do 12 laps. And mate, I was gone. The blokes would tell you, they were thinking to themselves,
who is this guy?
What's going on here? Why they brought him back?
We bought this dad. He's too
What's he doing? Mate, get him back in the wheelchair, roll him back to Ireland or wherever he came from. But what was good about it, the boys, they were really encouraging.
Okay, so they kind of understood.
And they kind of understood, and that's because I felt like an alien, mate, that week, and then to do that, go that in that last day, and thinking, mate, I'm shuffling.
And then you break again.
I'm shuffling, and the boys, come on. It was a good team environment there.
Yeah.
And once again, I'd landed on my feet in a good club and into a good team. Yeah. Sammy Birch was on the way up. They just missed out the year before. They'd been beaten by Manly in the grand final qualifier, which they shouldn't have lost.
Yeah.
And I came at a good time. And that's sort of how it panned out. Had 10 days break or whatever they gave you. Yeah. Got back into it and then built into the pre-season again. Yeah. And went off and played in the Nines. So that was my first game for the Rabbitohs. I think it was maybe the first Nines competition as well.
You just came runners up in the Nines that year?
No, we played. I think we played in the semis.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that.
But you won the GF. What was walk us through that, the grand final win after breaking that massive hoodoo that Rabbitohs had for so long?
Oh mate, it was sensation.
What's the
I struggled during the year. I played the first 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. And
then I had a Barry Crocker. And once again, they were high balls. I did have a Melbourne. But it was a 3 o'clock game.
Yeah.
And we were struggling. It was a couple of games. It was a game where I first mistake was first tackle. I thought we'd go all right. GI's inside. He's open, and I try to get the offload to him after I catch the high ball. And then it just spills out in front. First tackle.
Oh my god!
Not the first kick. It wasn't on the first kick.
For the first tackle.
Yeah,
like tackle one.
Tackle one. Yeah. Probably. Trying
to offload on tackle one.
Yeah. So that wasn't good. And
then it was just downhill from there.
It was downhill from there. I gave a couple of penalties away.
As a winger.
How
do you give penalties away?
Staying on too long. You know, one of those ones. You're trying to make up for it.
You're trying to be
wrestling.
A good guy.
Yeah. And then later that in the second half, we had the sun's in our eyes. In my eyes, mate. I'll get a massive one. I think it was Josh McCrone put it up or something. And mate, it's swirling. I don't see it. And it bounces back. They score. Reece Robinson or whatever, one of them scored. And mate, it wasn't my afternoon. I get dropped after that game. Madge comes into me into the shed. We go to recovery straight away, which is what Souths do.
Yep.
And says, mate, you're not playing next week.
Off the bag.
Mate, I didn't know what to do. It's what had never happened to me before. I thought it was ruthless from him, actually.
That is ruthless. I've never heard of that before. Straight off the bat, you're not playing.
I hated him. I'm thinking, mate, you could have given me till Monday, at least one day, to sort
of watch the video or something.
Watch the video and then tell me on freaking Monday, like when we're back at the training ground.
And your confidence would have just gone
plummeted. Mate, it wasn't even sky high then, mate. It was absolutely nothing. I told the boys I was a ball of bloody. I was a blob on the ground after that, mate. I was walking around like...
That is so funny.
Yeah.
No wingers. I mean, people that don't know, like, haven't played winger, wouldn't understand that pain of like high balls dropping.
Mate, you dropped. You're not playing next. He's going, I'll tell you, mate, just have a chat. I said, and I was thinking, he's probably going to talk about
spray me a bit, yeah.
Spray me a bit, and then go from there. That's what I was speaking. Spray. So I sort of walked over and he goes, mate, we're going to go a different direction next week.
The different direction. He hit you with a different
direction. I'm thinking, okay, I don't know what. I didn't know.
What, playing the centres?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. No, I'm not playing the centres, but maybe on the bench or something. He goes, yeah, so mate, we're not going to play next week. And then I've just, mate, it was the worst. Probably the worst I've ever sort of felt footy-wise, you know. Straight after the game as well. Yeah, I was a mess.
So you fought your way back.
Outwardly, I was okay, but inside, mate, I was dying, mate. I was screaming.
Those high balls would have haunted you.
The GF.
Yeah. What was it like? What's the memory from that kind of?
Mate, it was.
Was there anything Russell Crowe did that was
no, not really. Didn't see Rusty too much that year. It was really coming out, running out, and hearing and seeing red and green. About 80% of the stadium.
Oh, okay.
Mate.
Yeah.
I always really liked soaking up the atmosphere before a game.
Yeah.
That was always my go. When I played in test matches for the Wallabies and the Kangaroos, I used to soak up the atmosphere of the other team's anthems. And that was my turn to sort of look around and sort of soak that feeling up.
Yeah.
But when we ran out and heard Glory Glory to South Sydney, just blaring over the mic and the mics around the ground, pretty much the whole crowd singing that song.
Yeah.
I thought, mate, this is sensational. This is
crazy.
Mate, it was awesome. And the other thing was, Desi kept them in the room. I think it was a ploy to sort of put us off.
Yeah, okay.
If you don't remember that, the start of that grand final, they stayed in there for longer than what they should have.
Yeah.
And we were just out there. It was probably good for us because it probably settled us.
Yeah, so you're just going to relax.
Relax, and then we did a bit more of a warm-up out there.
Oh, so actually that long?
It was actually that ball. And then, going back to Melbourne, did a couple of high balls. I dropped every high ball in the warm-up.
Oh, no.
And I'm thinking to myself, holy shit. I've got them out of the way now. This is what I saw. They're out of the way. Let's just hope the first kick's not to me.
The bad ones are out of the way.
And luckily, mate, I got maybe one or two kicks that night. I caught both.
Easy, just in the bread basket.
Straight in the bread basket. I didn't do too much.
Yeah.
As much as I probably did a couple of weeks earlier. I probably played my best game against Manly, which was in the first semi-final 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
But the grand final, mate, that was the most vivid memory. And Sammy obviously breaking his cheekbone.
That was amazing.
He's amazing, mate. It's probably one of the toughest blokes I played with, if not the toughest. Mate, you sort of were pressing it and it was going in. I don't know how he was even tackling blokes.
Did you speak to him after? Like what?
Mate, he was gone pretty much.
Straight away, as soon as get it fixed.
Straight away.
Far out.
He's a freak, mate. Sam Bird's probably one of the toughest blokes I've ever played with.
Mate, he's a gun, absolute gun.
And that was in the first tackle of the game.
I know.
No doubt.
Like,
if you remember.
Go break your jaw and see if you can go and take a tackle, like playing not in the wing, you're in the frigging middle.
You're in the middle.
Still bashing, still running.
And blokes want to bash you. And blokes are packing into the scrum, knowing you think's trying to
oh my God.
Headbutt that cheekbone.
So what's the speech when you win the finals? You walk in the changing room. What's the speech? Well, like obviously, if you know, but like, what's the vibe like?
Mate, the vibe was unbelievable. I was one of the last to get in there because I was sort of going around with my kids.
Oh, okay, just laughing it up.
Yeah, that was awesome. Experiencing that with my two older boys.
Yeah.
It's something I remember for a long time. Hopefully they do too.
Yeah.
And we got back in. I waited for everyone to get there.
Yep.
And we just sang the song.
Yep.
And everyone just yahooing.
Yep. Far
beers, water, Gatorade going everywhere.
Yep.
And just relief. I just remember sitting there after that and just soaking it in. It wasn't quiet. People were talking, but it was sort of in a warped space of...
Did this just happen? Or
yeah.
Like,
I've just won another grand final.
With a different side.
10
years later.
35 years of age.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm blessed and I'm very lucky to have my two boys with me there at the same time as well.
That's
And Greg Inglis over here on this bench over here. Sammy is obviously gone.
Yeah.
Luke Bully, Isaac Luke was right there. Mate, it was surreal. Kathy Freeman was there as well.
Oh, really? Far.
Yeah,
Right?
Rusty was over in the corner.
What was the did you celebrate? What was the celebration? As in not the Mad Monday celebration, but did you just go away? Like, did Rusty put anything on?
No. We went on a boat next couple of days. Went around the harbour.
Yeah.
That was good. That's where Dylan Walker lost his ring.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they weren't sized yet, so I feel sorry for him. We got another one.
Yeah.
But what was the good thing about that night was when the stadium was empty and everyone left, we hadn't left yet. We all grabbed a beer and we all went out to the middle of the field.
Oh, wow, okay, cool.
And we all had a beer together.
And you just
sang
sat
the
out
team
the
song again and sat out in the field, had about 2 or 3 beers.
Wow, that's awesome. That would have been just like an iconic kind of a moment.
Yeah, mate, it was awesome. And it was just, and as you know, being in a footy team, mate, it wasn't just the players, it was the support staff.
Oh, okay.
As well.
Yep.
They're the unsung heroes.
Oh, 100%.
The blokes who were running out the water, the trainers, the strappers, mate, and they were all part of it. And guys made speeches there, Madge made speeches thanking everyone. Big Sut made speeches, it was a skipper thanking everyone as well. And the bus ride to South's Leagues, South's Juniors was one I'll never forget. We were packed.
Yep. Oh, really? So just people all through the bus?
All through the bus.
Yep.
It was probably illegal. There was probably one bus in Sydney that night that probably wouldn't have got booked.
Yeah, you're right. Just imagine they booked you.
Yeah, I know.
We just wanted to check out.
There was probably 90 people on that bus.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
probably,
Just like
yeah.
on the ground.
And then when we got to South's Juniors in Maroubra Junction or whatever it was, Maroubra, on Anzac Parade there, mate, it was mayhem. Mayhem in a good way though.
Yeah, because it was
total
so
street
long
was
since
packed.
you won.
Yeah, and there's something I'll never forget, mate. We got up on the balcony and waving, trying to hold up the trophy, and Sut was making speeches.
Yep.
And that was very memorable, mate.
Mate, this has been phenomenal, and I just want to say thanks for coming on.
No props at all, mate. It's been good to relive.
Mate. What a career.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much.
Grand finals, World Cups, thank you so much for coming on. The people, the fans of this show are going to absolutely love it. So thanks, man, and appreciate it.
Cheers, buddy. Go to the locker room.
You.
Last week alone, Moneyball gave away $150,000 in cash prizes. That is more than its competitors give away in an entire year. So to celebrate, this Saturday, round 2 of the NRL, we're throwing another $10,000 guaranteed prize pool, $15 entry. Head over to moneyball.com.au and sign up for free today.